G'day viewers. Well, we're at the end of another year. I thought I would share with you a review of my builds for 2022 and give you my opinion on the kit and the build for what it's worth. So let's get into it. Alright, let's start with the first completed build for 2022 and the worst kit for the year for me. It's Italy's 1/32 F35. This kit is pretty ordinary. Soft plastic, huge sprue gates, and a lot of work and a real mojo killer. I gave it some resin wheels, resin FOD covers, resin weapons, and I used the DN Models RAM panel mask set. It was a lot of work, this kit, and it was a stop-start kit because I just couldn't get into it. And I was glad to see the end of it. It turned out alright. I picked up a silver medal for it at QMHE, but it's definitely a kit I would never build again. From nasty to good. So this is Airfix's 148 Hawker Hurricane Mark 1 Tropical. This is a really nice kit. I added CMK resin seats, this one, a Yahoo instrument panel, and Edard brass and wheels and exhaust stacks. This kit was a joy to build. I highly recommend it, and it was good to do it in some different markings, the French markings. Next up, yes it is, it's a Meng World War II's tank. This is the Churchill British infantry tank. I love these kits. These, you want to call them egg planes, cartoon style tuned tanks. I think they're great fun. They're also pretty cheap kits. I'd recommend them. They're good if you want to get your children into building models. These are a good way to start and just have a bit of fun. But you can also be serious with them and paint them up, weather them, try new things with them, experiment with them. Do it on a $25 kit instead of a $125 kit and try them out. Or if you've never built one, have a go. They're great fun. So I don't do a lot of armour, but this year I made an effort to do more. I really enjoy armour. It's something different, so it's exciting getting into it. This was a dual build. It's Takkum's Panzer 1 and Panzer 2 from memory. I think it's, so you get the two kits in the one box, and it was pretty reasonably priced, even though they're small tanks. But these were a bit of fun, and this was my first attempt at doing some bases, making up some bases for them. So yeah, they were great fun. So this build was a bit of a love-hate build. This is Hobby Boss's 148 AN2 Colt. Now, I bought a set of bombshell decals for this, and this just went down the rabbit hole, the colour scheme. The decal call-out sheet said specific colours, and when I looked them up, I found some images of the aircraft online, and they were nothing like that. So basically, in the end, I guesstimated the colours. So they're a bit out, but the kit is a good kit. I also added a Yahoo instrument panel, not that you'll see it, Armory models, resin wheels, the quick boost resin engine, quick boost air intake and oil radiator, exhaust, cow flaps, and some SBS model rigging wires. It was I don't know, I like it, but I don't like it. But it was a good experience. The kit itself, I recommend. It's not a bad kit. It's probably getting a bit old now, but it's still a good build. It's a huge model in 148. Forgive me here because I can't remember the mark. I think it's a Mark 8, but don't hold me to that. But it's Eddard's 148 Weekend Edition. These kits are just amazing. The detail in Eddard's Spitfires is beautiful. They're easy to build, and they're a quick build. Now, I have no problem with long builds, but every now and then I like a build that just goes together and is quick. The name in my title is Mojo. It's good for the mojo, and it's in my favourite World War II camo, the middle stone and earth colours over azure blue. Yeah, if you've never built an Eddard Spitfire, I highly recommend it. They are beautiful. So this is Airfix's new tooled 148 F3 Vampire. Now, I had trouble getting the fuselage together, but I think it was something I did, so it wouldn't put me off doing another one. I'm a big fan of the Vampire. I love it, and I'm hoping they continue to bring out different versions, and I'm hoping we see a Royal Australian Air Force version come along. I did the Canadian version because it was the most colourful. If you're doing this version, don't forget to paint down a white background on your maple leaf roundels, because you'll get bleed through from the red. I enjoyed the kit. Like I said, I love the Vampire, and I think Airfix has come along a lot in the last few years, and I think they get a bit of a bad rap, but I continue to support them. So I recommend this kit. It's not a difficult build, so if you're a beginner or experienced alike, I recommend the kit. So the name Flyhawk, I associate that with ships, but this year they ventured into aircraft and they released the SBD3 in 1/72 scale, and let me tell you, this kit is just brilliant. Beautiful details, a little bit chunky in the cockpit area with the instrument panels and bulkheads and that, but the surface details on the exterior of the plane is beautiful. It's got raised and recessed details. This kit was a joy to build. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful kit of a great aircraft, and I also picked up a silver medal with it at QMHE this year. Highly recommend this kit. What ifs I always find fun. You can just let your imagination go. This kit is from AFV Club. It's their 1/35 scale FV 4005 stage 2 tank. It's obviously, I think it still prototype stage, but never saw service. There's a few more than a few markings in the box. There was one for Australian Army, so I went with our traditional camouflage on our vehicles, and I had a bit of fun with it, and I painted in a mouth and eyes on it for a bit of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun, and I added some resin stowage to it and tried a few new things with enamels for the weathering. So next up, one of my favourite builds, Tamiya's 148 P47D Razorback. I love the jug. It's one of my favourite aircraft from World War II. It's a beautiful big beast. I've done several over the years. I've done Hasegawas and Tamiyas. I like them all. Bubble top and Razorback. I would really like to see, though, a new toolkit. I'd pray Eddard would bring out a P47 and 148 with their exquisite detailing, but fingers crossed, we'll see. This build I use Montec's mask set, which was overall good. The mouth area was a bit tricky in places. I also used the Aries resin cockpit, Eddard brass and wheels, and Ava brass gun barrels. And this kit, well, this build, I was also fortunate to get it on the cover of Phoenix Aviation Modelling, so that's a bit of a proud moment. This was another fun little build. This one's from Tiger Model, and they call these series the Cute Plane Kit Series. This one's the Curtis P40 Warhawk, and this one had the pilot figure with it, a dog. It was a great fun build. I also enjoyed painting up the dog pilot figure. So this one is from Hobby Boss. It's the 148 F80C, I think it was. These are really great kits. They're under 35 Australian dollars. They go together really well. The only thing I did different in this was you get decals for the blue parts. I just painted them in because it's easier than trying to curve decals around those surfaces. And I experimented with the metal paintwork on it. I was really happy with how this one came out. I highly recommend this kit. Sky Raiders, I love them. I've built several over the years. This one's Tamiya's 148 A1H Sky Raider. Good kit, but I think I'd like to see a modern tooling done of the Sky Raider. I added some aftermarket on this one. I used the Quinta Studio cockpit interior decals, res kit resin wheels, quick boost resin pylons, and the quick boost resin boot cockpit sliding system. Master model brass gun barrels and Eddard brass and 1,000 pound bombs. Yeah, like I said, I enjoy doing the Sky Raiders. This one got me a bronze medal at QMHE this year. I was pretty happy with that. This kit, it's from Armour Hobby. It's 1/72nd scale. It's the FM2 Wildcat. This was the expert set, so it had some photo etch with it. This is an excellent kit. I really recommend trying one of their kits. Beautiful details, great to build. Another new tool kit from FX, came out in 2021. This is the 148 Canada Saber F4. No problems with this kit. Another good build. It's a pretty simple build, a quick build. I enjoyed it. I have another one in the stash that I want to do in South African Air Force colours, and I have the follow-up version, which is natural metal colours. This one was a case of sold by the box art. It's boxed by Dust Work, but it's a Tack'em kit. It's 135 Tiger 2 with Zimmerit. The box art appealed to me with this style camouflage, and also added a Valkyrie resin figure to it just to show the scale. It was a fun build. I really enjoyed it. This is a really good kit. It's Hobby Boss 148 Tunnon. Another one that I think is around 40 Australian dollars, so it's cheap. It's easy to build, goes together well, good for beginners or if you want something easy to throw together pretty quickly. I experimented with this one with the metalwork, which I've progressed onto the build I'm doing at the moment, the F86D Saber Dog from Revell. I'm trying the similar sort of things with that, and also painted the insignia and tail marking on this. I made that mask for it. These are also new out this year from Freedom Models, their compact series. I did the three. There's two FA18Fs and an FA18E. Great fun. Like I said, if you've never tried an egg plane or a compact plane, give one a go. They're just great fun. This is a revisit for me, this kit. I did it when I first got back in the hobby, probably 11, 12 years ago. I love the aircraft, and I love the time period in aviation. It's just back when aircraft had character and style. It's Academy Boxing. It's the 172nd F89D Scorpion, but it's originally Hobbycraft's kit from 1992. This is one of those kits I'd like to see someone do a new tooled version of in 172nd and 148. It's just a great aircraft. So I waited so long for this kit to come out, but honestly I was pretty disappointed with it, mainly with the surface details. It's Spazda's 148 Mi24V VP. I added Quinta Studio 3D decals for cockpit. All the weapons are resin from Edard. Wheels, resin, and I bought a rotor head from Metallic Details. It's resin as well. And I bought a set of Bejmot decals for it, which has heaps on it to choose from. I do have another kit in the stash that I'll eventually build, but it was disappointing that they didn't add all the rivet details to it. Excuse me while I butcher some German. This is I'm using Hobbies 135 Panzerkampfwagen 7. So it's a what if. I enjoyed the build except for the tracks. The tracks were really difficult and they weren't moulded correctly. So I was just scraped through with enough tracks to build the tracks that I needed for the model. I really put a lot of effort in this because it was for competition, and I picked up gold for it, and I was pretty chuffed with that because for someone who doesn't do a lot of armour, I was really happy with the result, that all the work I put in paid off. I've always wanted to do the I-16 Type 10 in the Spanish Civil War markings. This is ICM's 132nd kit. I use the Montex mast set, aftermarket harnesses, Yahoo instrument panel, and ResKit wheels. It was a good little build. I've put this build on here. You can see it if you want to have a look at it. But it was it was a bit of a bucket list build, this one, for me. So what's better than a P38G? A P38G in Royal Australian Air Force markings. This was a Tamiya's kit, the 148 P38G, and I added the CMK resin nose for the Recon Lightning. This was not a really good fit. I had the nose is wider than the kit plastic, so takes a while to get it down level, but it was worth the effort. I also added a Edard look instrument panel and a set of Def model sagged resin wheels. This kit is hands down the best kit I've ever built engineering wise. It just falls together. It's beautiful. And I use SMS lacquers for the paint scheme. He does a lot of RAF colours, so I always go with him when I'm doing RAF aircraft. But yeah, it was a really fun build, and yeah, best kit ever to build. Another kit I waited so long for, a new tooled SG25. This is Spazda's 148 kit. Disappointed overall. It's extremely modular, which may be the case the way they're engineered for different versions, but it was a bit chunky. I found some of the recessed details a bit soft. I just did an out-of-box build with it. Wasn't much aftermarket yet for it when I got it. It's a shame because I love this aircraft. I think I like it better than the A10, and there's so many different schemes you can do them in. Would I do another one? Yes, because I love the aircraft so much, but I'm inclined to wait to see if Trumpeter
release the Kitty Hawk moulded versions. Ooh, Kitty Hawk, you hear me say, but don't knock them unless you've tried them. I've built a lot of Kitty Hawk kits and they're not that bad if you have a go, and they do great subject matter, and I'm pretty sure Trumpeter have the moulds, so I hope they release the SG25 because I'd definitely give them a go. The Thud, my favourite aircraft of the Vietnam War that the USAF used. This is Trumpeter's 172nd F105D Thunder Chief. I added a Ares cockpit, resin cockpit, Pavla 450 gallon resin tanks, drop tanks, res kit wheels, quick boost pitot tube, LP models, resin ladder, and I use Kitswell decals for the scheme. I love the aircraft. I love Southeast Asian camouflage schemes. This one I did freehand. I have two more in the stash. I have the 148 Hobby Boss and the 132nd Trumpeter that I'm going to do at some stage. This is like a trilogy I want to do. I also picked up a silver medal for this one at QMHE this year. It's a good little kit of a great aircraft. This one is new this year from Amusing Hobby. They've done a few aircraft. I've built two. This is the second one I built. They're really good, their aircraft. This is the ME262 HG3 148 scale. Just pretty cheap kit, and it's great build, great surface details. I really enjoyed it. Goes together well. Something different. I scratched through my spare decals box and found some markings to do a captured British one. If you want to do a what if or something different, I really recommend this kit. It's a great build. So Trumpeter surprised me this year. They brought out this. It's just come out, and as soon as I saw it, I had to have it. Mi4hound in 148 scale. I've only ever seen it in 172nd scale. So as soon as I got it, I built it. I've just finished it. The build's up if you want to have a look at it. Good kit. I did have a bit of an issue with the fuselage fit near the cockpit at the front of the windscreen. I think it's the kit, but it could have been me, but I'm pretty sure it was the kit. But anyway, overall, great build. It's impressive in 148 scale. Really enjoyed it. I'd definitely do another one, and they're releasing a different version next year. So I'm going to wait and see what sort of markings that comes with. This is going to be one of those kits that, how many different schemes does it come in? And you're going to see a lot of these built up in abandoned airfield dioramas, I'm sure. So yeah, really recommend it. I've already bought the Mi8, which is coming out to me as we speak. Can't wait to see that one as well. It's great to see new stuff coming out, especially helicopters in 148. So this is a rebox of Monogram Pro Modeler, the mould, all the toolings from 2001, and Revell released this year. It was actually a really good kit. I really enjoyed it. Simple build if you're looking for something pretty easy. The scheme I chose wasn't the easiest, but there's another scheme in the box, just natural metal with olive drab anti-glare panel. It's a good build. And we come to the final one. This was my favourite build for the year. It's Special Hobbies new tooled AH1G Cobra. It's 148 scale. The kit comes with markings for French and Israeli aircraft. This was just an out-of-box build, but it was just fantastic kit. Beautiful details, nice raised rivet details on the tail, recessed details. Just a really good kit to build. Really great kit. I really recommend it if you like the Cobra.